So first I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Antonio Patrick. I like to call him. I ain't gonna even call him because with the state of affairs in the world now, they might think I'm saying something else, but I ain't gonna do like that. And then I would like to introduce y'all Mr. Antrell. We call him LP. And Mr. Mel, he doesn't know it yet, but I call him Mel to Mel. You know what I'm saying? I put the TT in the middle, Mel to Mel. You know what I'm saying? So the first question I'm gonna start off with is, I sent you guys some stuff about Whoopi Goldberg and her movies. I think it was Ghost, Sister Act, and what was it? Color Purple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my question to y'all is, we're gonna play a game. We started off. Marry, kill, or mistress. I can't say really what the other part of the game is. Marry, kill, mistress. So you have the characters of Whoopi Goldberg from Sister Act,
oh man,
Color Purple, and Ghost. That you have to say you're gonna marry that character. This character's gonna be your mistress, or whatnot. So we're gonna pose that question long term. First, you got Whoopi Goldberg, dog. What's your selection? Ghost, Sister Act, and Color Purple. Marry, kill, or your mistress?
I'm killing Color Purple.
You killing Miss?
I'm killing Whoopi.
You killing Celie?
Yeah, like yo.
Celie gotta go.
Damn, you said Ghost and Sister Act.
Yeah.
I guess I marry Ghost and the mistress be Sister Act.
So you killing Celie? Why? Cause she's spilling your water?
Yeah. She's spilling my water. And it was back then. It had a different look to it.
She did have a different look.
Goddamn.
Hey, Pizza, what's your? How you gonna rank it, man?
I'm agree with my man here. Definitely gonna kill. Dad gonna Color Purple.
What?
Silly got to go, man. they made Whoopi Goldberg look ugly as I don't know what. Silly got to go.
I can't believe y'all.
She got to go. I mean, because they made her look ugly, man. Come on now.
That was one of her best movies.
Sister Act got to be the mistress because they made Whoopi seem like she's mistress type material. You know what I'm saying?
Like wow.
So and then of course they go. What was the other one? Ghost. Yeah, that would be the wife.
That's gonna be the wife.
That'd be the old lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know how y'all picked the same stuff, but y'all did. Mel, I hope you gonna pick something different.
I sure will, because goddamn, I would kill all of them. Whoopi Goldberg, I'm killing every last one of them. But for the sake of the podcast, I would marry Sister Act because I like how she did it with the kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Ghost will be the mistress, and Color Purple, she gotta go because I just that.
Ain't nobody rocking with Color Purple, man.
She was too ugly.
She was ugly in the Color Purple, man.
Oh man, that's crazy. We gonna jump on into my boy Shannon Sharpe.
Boy, Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, Shannon, wow, bro.
What's your thoughts on?
I mean, I fuck with Shannon.
Right.
Shannon, I don't know. I'm kind of neutral, but he a wild man. Like, how old is she now? She 21?
Oh, she probably because it was like 19, 20, so she probably like 22.
So I get she legal, and Shannon like what he like, man. He like him young, he like him white.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Shannon too much.
What's your thoughts on this?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of neutral on it. I mean, I don't give a fuck, really. I really don't care either way it goes.
Shit,
like,
my thoughts is, man, it's a money grab. She knew what she was getting herself into. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when a girl say stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If she told him to stop putting it in her ass or so, whatever the case may be, he should have stopped.
What?
But see, I didn't agree with that.
But see, that's the thing, man. It's all consensual till somebody say stop.
Exactly.
Once they say stop, then that's when we go into a whole nother realm of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, she could have been all for it the whole time. But the moment she say stop,
It's over.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Go pull out, bro. Cause now we're going to a whole different territory. You know
See, I ain't read it, so I didn't know she screamed stop and all that. I just seen the clips on Facebook and I was strolling by, Shannon Sharpe fucking with this 19-year-old little white girl, and that's all I really knew. And they gained controversy about the shit. So they said he raped her.
Sexual assault.
Right.
But hey.
Close enough. They're all in the same ballpark, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So, did you guys have a chance to hear any of the text messages that she sent to Unc? Because I ain't gonna let y'all do Unc like that.
Yeah. She said, "I want you to put a big black baby in me and all that."
Now that part I did miss out. So what all did she say?
So she said to the nature of, "I want you to put a big black baby in me.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to choke me, walk me like a dog,
Right.
while you know what I'm saying, have sex with me from the back." You know, that kind of thing. What you gonna do? You gonna be able to get rid of me? You know, so and she released 10 seconds of the video. That's a 30 seconds. That's a 10-minute video. However, he released the whole video. So, you know, everybody's talking about the age disparity because he's 56 and she was 19 going on 20.
Okay, yeah, of course. That's the first thing they're gonna jump on.
You know, but he his age, she her age. In the eyes of the Lord now, they both of age.
Right.
So really, is that wrong in that facet? However, if she said no, stop. But how many times has she said no, stop, and she kept going, keep going?
So, in context is in the video that was released, and he released the whole one.
Nah, he didn't release the whole video. She released it, but he said, I released the whole video. Like, why you didn't show the whole thing?
Well, they need to do that then.
You know what I'm saying?
Like for real. Like, yeah, because he's just like this, the certain part. Like, they could have been doing this shit for a whole, I don't know.
You know, and then
30 minutes before she even said some shit like that.
Right.
I mean, you know, she probably said that, but really meant she wanted to keep going at the same time. Then she used the video against him. Yeah. To try to get that money.
Like, let me get a copy of that.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to frame this nigga.
Right. For this part, you know, I'm going to show this part to get my bag. That's it.
Right. Yeah. You know, to me, if she didn't say no and she's playing games, right, then in my eyes, I look at it as another form of extended prostitution.
Exactly.
People go through the court system to get their bag, but they had that bag on their mind the whole time.
Place.
You know, so to me, it's like extended prostitution if she did it for those purposes. Now, my other thing is, what happens to these women that say, hey, he did this, he did that, and he didn't? Like, when it's proven that he didn't, his name is already slandered. Yeah. What happens to the lady? Right. Now, if he did it, he got to suffer the consequences. Right. But if he didn't do it, like, what happens to these ladies? Because this Me Too movement of all women and men Me Too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that's something that's been brought up before. It's been a few years back. But in regards to just not necessarily, Shannon Sharpe, but just in regards to that issue alone, where you have these women that falsify, them being raped or sexually assaulted, and then when everything comes out in the open after the guy done already been prosecuted or went to jail or whatever, and it comes back out saying that, okay, now she did this just for money. What happened? Why is the guy still in jail? You know what I'm saying? Why she still gets away with it? Yeah. Now, I do know, I ain't gonna necessarily say I know, but I could have sworn, I think it was somebody a long time ago, and I can't remember the name, because this happened like when I was a little bit younger than what I am right now. Didn't have gray hair. But somebody did end up coming back from all of that. I can't remember what it is. I got to go back and look. But somebody did end up coming back from that because the girl ended up getting all this money from the guy. The truth finally came out. The guy was in jail, but his lawyer came back and got it all acquitted or whatever. But I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, so I feel like it sucks for the guys because
it does.
Here you go, Shannon Sharpe. You know, you're about to lose $100 million. You had to step away from your job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the end of the day, if your name is cleared, all this money you lost, you ain't gonna get back. She can't give it back to you because she ain't got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you know, as soon as she get it in her pocket and her hand, she gonna spend it.
And as soon as your name is smeared through the mud, it's always smeared
right.
through the mud.
it ain't no coming back.
There is no coming back. Even if your name is cleared, you still can't come back.
That jacket. You still got that jacket on your back.
Perfect example. Chris Brown and Rihanna.
Yep.
That's a perfect example. Because people still don't like Chris Brown because of what happened between him and Rihanna.
That's a perfect example because he did it.
But, hold on, wait a minute.
She beat him up.
Right.
Oh man, she did what?
She beat him up. Breezy up.
Right.
She punched him in the lip. And from what I heard, she gave him a STD.
Right.
You know.
Oh, please keep going because I knew none of this.
Yeah.
She gave him an STD.
Yeah.
She slept with somebody else. But I don't know how true it is, but that's just the word.
Yeah.
But what I know is that she hit him first.
Yeah, she hit him first.
The thing I know is that she hit him first.
Wow.
I mean, you know, I don't condone hitting no female. You know, even if she hit you, you know, restrain yourself. You know, you ain't got to beat her up like that because you know you a man.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? That's the word. She hit him first.
I'm gonna tell you,
know what I mean?
Grandma told me. She said. And I'm glad. My grandma was, you know, she grew up, you know, in the old school days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She say, son, I said, yes, ma'am. If she hit you,
Like
knock the hell out of her.
Right.
I
Did
said,
she hit you like a man?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Treat
what
her like one type shit.
Right.
That's
That's my mom used to say the same thing. My mom said, a man should not be hitting a woman. But if she fights you like a dude, then you be her tail. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in a situation with a woman where I've gotten into an altercation with a woman. And it took a lot for me to even put it like this. Got into an argument with the girl. The girl, first, she punched me in the stomach.
Damn.
Let that go. I try to push out the door. Try to get out the door. Then she knee me in the groin.
Damn.
I let that go. I'm still trying to push out the door because at this moment I'm really pissed off and I don't know where my anger is going to take me. So I'm trying to just get her out the door. What was the icing that was on the cake was she slapped me in my face. When she slapped me, I grabbed her. I took this hand right here. I grabbed her by the throat. I threw her up against the damn door, and I immediately the other hand came around and I started doing like this.
Damn.
And the only thing that saved her was my homegirl and her boyfriend was sitting right there, and they was steady talking to me, get me to calm down.
Well, I thank God for the homies that
Right.
saved her. Because in saving her, they saved
me. Exactly.
They saved you too.
Right.
You know, like I could never act on it, man. But like, I ain't never really. I've been in little situations, man. But I've always like I was raised by my grandmother, my mother, my auntie, my sister. So they probably gonna have to kill me first before I react. You know what I'm saying? I might put them in a squeeze hug and, hey man, I'm gonna take you on outside and lock the door or something like that. But, you know, I don't know, man. I can't do it.
But again, I agree with you because, like I said, it took 3 licks before I even did anything because
now in your situation, she murdering a lot. She done need you in the groin.
Right. Yeah, she was really antagonizing me, but pushing the envelope. But I was like, you know, I don't want to hit her because I'm thinking like this is not gonna go right.
But you got that smack.
You know what I'm saying? But once the smack came across the face, it was like, I don't know what happened. I just next thing you know, before I knew it, she was up against the wall and I would choke the shit out of her.
So that would be like a crime of passion. You kind of like flipped out,
right,
and went there.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna pray that it doesn't happen ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just weird situations, man.
Yeah.
I think we're the age now where we pick. I ain't gonna say better women.
Yeah.
We pick women that are more aligned with our, thought
Right.
process.
And they ain't got time for that.
Right. So like staying with Shannon Sharpe, man, one thing I don't like is the black family loves to bring down the black family. However, you listen to the Caucasian family, they rarely even mention Shannon Sharpe or his saga. that he's going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the black family, Shannon, you knew that girl was too young. Shannon, you shouldn't be messing with no white women. But you don't hear the Caucasian family saying nothing.
Because it's the crabs in the barrel theory.
Yeah, because you know that the white family, they in the background saying, yeah, get that mother effer for that bread. You doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So they keeping quiet because they know she doing what they
you want to know why they're not going to say it out loud? Because of all this stuff that's going on in society right now, of course they're not going to say it out loud. Of course not.
Yeah,
it's too much racial stuff that's going on in society. They're not going to say it out loud. Now, until you get the right white person.
Right.
Or you catch them on the right day.
Oh yeah, there's some out there now. You go on Twitter now. They out there now.
The difference between black people and white people, we've gotten to a point now where we've been hiding stuff so long we don't even care no more.
Yeah.
Where with white people, they like, well, we've been so bold so long, and them mug bold. I'm gonna shut up a little bit because I don't know them mug gonna be. I'll open a door. One of them Negroes gonna be standing out the door with a shotgun and they gonna hand on a noose, ready to hang my tail up on the tree. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the role has been reversed now. Mm-hmm. You know, with us, like again, with us, we were always chastised. Like, you know, back in the day, if you was to ever say something, the first thing that white man gonna talk about is go get a rope. Go get a rope. We about to hang this nigga. We go get a rope. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? But that was the thing. Nowadays, that black people's like, I wish you would try to do something to me. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
I'm tired.
Right, I'm tired. We've been held down too long. You know what I'm saying? Time for us to say something. So that's the reason why now black people say. But the thing of it is that sometimes we speak on the wrong thing too openly. You know what I'm saying? Like with Shannon Sharpe. Why are we bringing this man down? Not to say that the man right, not to say that the man wrong. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's best to just be like, hey, let's hear the whole thing before we go judge somebody. Because, if I'm not mistaken, the Lord said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. And I don't know nobody walking on the face of this earth without sin.
Who's speaking on that issue no more? Is it the black women or the black men when you say the black people?
Bro, I see more black men.
Men.
Yeah.
I see more black men.
And that's the problem.
Speaking on the situation.
That's the problem.
Guess what? It's the same thing with Diddy.
Yeah.
Got a good point.
You know, and the crazy thing about Diddy is you really don't know what's going on because they say this, they say this, they say that. It's like so much going on.
So much.
But with Diddy, man, everybody knew about these parties, man, for how long now?
They was in Diddy
motherfuckers that was at the parties that be saying, nah, I ain't never seen some of that shit.
That's a lie.
You feel me?
How many times have you heard a artist, a actor, a actress, whoever, any celebrity say, Diddy parties are off the chain.
Off the chain.
And they might do like this. We knew what they meant.
I don't know what they meant, dog. I don't know what they meant.
We all knew what they meant.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Because they say Diddy parties off the chain, I gotta see what off the chain means.
Exactly.
But my thing is
because, like, let's say I go to the nightclub, right?
Right.
And I get there at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And the nightclub might be one thing for me, and I leave at 12:30, 1 o'clock. It might turn into something else
for another.
For the other people.
But this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
You know?
But I mean, the thing of it is that everybody knew what was going on. Just like Bill Cosby. Come on, there. Everybody knew back in the day everybody was throwing roofies. Why Bill Cosby got to get like him? You know what I'm saying? How many people back in the day were putting roofies in people's stuff? Or taking roofies, period.
Wait a minute. What year was this?
We talking about back in the 80s.
Yeah, you was born in the 80s.
I know. I was born in the 70s.
Roofie people?
I was too young to roofie people. I was too young to roofie people.
You had to be clear.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know about that one. You said back in the day, everybody was doing this. I don't know about that one. Goddamn.
Yeah, everybody. That man said everybody was roofie people.
Oh no.
You know, but like when they focus on like the age of the young lady, the Shannon 50 whatever, and she like 20 something. You know, you only have to be 16 years old to be a part of the Playboy
The
Mansion, the Playboy Bunny. You only got to be 16.
It's true.
16,
Mhm.
not even 18.
You only have to be 16 to be in there, right? So
That's crazy.
my question is, the Caucasian families don't say nothing about that age disparity of 16 to whatever. And how old was Hugh Hefner when he passed away? I don't know, but he was old.
Old as hell.
So is it okay for somebody like that to look at young, because they were mostly Caucasian women,
Right.
to look at young Caucasian women, as opposed to somebody saying, hey, this Playboy Mansion thing ain't right. We need to shut this down.
Right.
Bring him up on charges. Nah.
But here's the crazy part. That age thing, it only applies in the United States. Go overseas.
Explain further.
Okay. So, them saying, for instance, drinking. You gotta be how old to drink legally?
Here you gotta be 21.
You go overseas, 17, 18-year-old legally drinking. Overseas. You know what I'm saying? As far as like being with a older man, what do they consider you to be legal to be with a grown man? 18? They get married overseas at 16, 17 years old.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? The age thing only really applies. Yeah, some of them young, it's younger than that.
That's
the age
crazy.
thing only applies here in the States. And I ain't saying it, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But it only applies here in the United States.
Yeah.
I think they say them other cultures when them girls first get their period, they become like
They
they
become
a
a
woman.
woman.
They a woman. They a woman now.
Yeah, you're a woman
So
now.
now they they can offer
Yeah.
marry them off and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
It is crazy.
That's nuts.
That's nuts.
crazy.
No, that's
That's
crazy.
nuts.
You gotta think.
That's
like
nuts.
my girls, they just started, coming
Those girls
on.
just getting
Yeah,
into
they
that
started their
point.
womanhood like, nigga, what?
But
No.
you gotta think about it, because you're so into the American culture. This is what we do. This is the way our life. You're or what they call Westerner, exactly.
Yeah.
You're into that culture. This is what we do. We don't allow that at this age. So your mind is trained that way. Versus overseas, they're trained that, hey, once she had that period, she's a grown woman. Hey, you can go on and marry.
Shit,
Their
right.
mind is trained that way.
I'll stick to the Western ways because it's more ethical, goddamn.
Yeah, we say we right.
12, I was 15, 16,
Like, that's your daughter,
17.
like my kids right now, but like,
Right.
no, like, huh?
So if you was overseas, homie, with the kid,
Nah.
like that's
No.
unimaginable to me. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
could.
it's crazy.
yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. And
With
the other,
that, I say with that age thing, it's them white folks. Like we're coming back to how young the girl was and Shannon Sharpe. They don't really give a fuck about that age shit, like you said.
Yeah.
They were 16 going to the Playboy Mansion. They
right?
give a fuck. They don't care. That's why they ain't making too much noise about it. And us, in our culture, how we see things.
Black folk.
Yeah, in the black folk culture. Oh, yeah, nah, nigga, nah. We ain't with none of that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Nigga.
And you know what? Now that you say that, that's more or less part of the reason why us as black people are talking so heavily about it and knowing Shannon Sharpe is because of the race of the woman.
That's true.
So you feel like if it was a black woman, it wouldn't be that big a deal.
It wouldn't be as big. It would be a big deal, but not as big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad to say,
Yeah.
but it's the truth.
She'd have took that 10 mil.
Yeah.
Right.
Black woman would have took that
It's
10 mil.
it's the truth. I mean, let's just keep it real.
Mm.
I mean, R. Kelly was doing it for years. Ain't nobody say nothing.
Mamas and daddies didn't even.
Right. Mom and dad were giving it to him. Hey, here, you can have my daughter. Give me a couple grand, we good. You know what I'm saying?
R. Kelly was had recruits going out for them little young girls.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But it's the way society is, man. I mean, we as society, man, we our logic sometimes can be, or our thinking process sometimes can be a little fucked up.
So y'all know Bill Belichick's girlfriend, 24 years old.
Yeah, I seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, like Belichick's girlfriend is 24 years old. He's hired as the head coach at the University of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shade being thrown on his name for dating a woman more than half his age.
Of course not.
And it's said to be okay for him, I guess because she ain't said he did nothing, that he stopped when she said no.
Right.
But when you look at the age disparity, it's 24 to 60 something, almost 70. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's crazy. You got students
That age.
on
your campus.
On campus.
Right.
I listen to this talk show in the mornings, WFNZ on the radio, sports radio station. So they talk about it all the time about how his girlfriend is always in the mix in the things he's doing in the locker room with Carolina. Like, I think they just had an interview the other day that he went on, and they asked him how they met, and she in the background, not part of the interview, like, no, we're not gonna talk about that. Like, huh? She just inserting herself into this man's
conversation.
Right now at this point. Like, and I was just thinking,
he let it go,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, he let it do it.
I bet she happy.
She probably is.
That's probably why he let it go.
And they talk,
Probably why he let it go.
but they was talking about what y'all said about how young she is and being the student's age, and she's always on campus. Like, you gonna have them dudes coming up trying to get her all the time. Like, that down there, that's gonna be crazy. I don't know how you gonna manage that because she might be dipping off somewhere.
Yeah, she what you call them girls that like the what they call the old men that be sitting there watching their girls.
He a sugar daddy?
Not a sugar daddy. It was a word for it.
Man.
I forgot the name of it, but they sit there and watch their girls get beat up by other men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he can't do it.
Right. So what happens now, like, when he sees, or she sees a girl that resembles her on campus. And he just says, hey, how you doing? And she feels like that new girl is the next young thing for Bill Belichick.
That'd be crazy.
That's something. That's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? You gonna being on campus like that and being a celebrity, you're gonna see girls that probably look 10 times better than you. But that's interested in your man.
Think about what you go through.
Yeah.
If your lady see you saying hello to somebody similar to what she looks like, and you ain't Bill Belichick or on the college campus. Now, if she happens to be on the college campus, does Bill Belichick's wife or girlfriend treat her differently now because she thinks? Because I know if my lady see me talking or saying hello to somebody, she know I like them high yellow.
Wasn't running
light bright, damn and white. She gonna be like, who was that you talking to?
Yeah, I already
she gonna know.
You know what I'm saying? So students might go through the same thing. My point is, the Caucasian families ain't using the age disparity the same way that the black families are using the age disparity.
Of course not, because they're Caucasian. They have what I like to say, they got white people privileges. That's the way I like to put it. They got white people privileges.
We say that's that white people shit.
Right, it's that white people shit. It's that white people shit. But again, that goes back to the world is fucked up. Really is. Like some of our morals and understandings is fucked up.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Explain more.
I mean, because the thing of it, just like you just said, everybody says it's okay for this white guy to do that, but let me, being a 48-year-old man, go out here and start talking to a 19-year-old and having it around my arm. Now, I'm a child molester.
You're a pedophile.
I'm a pedophile. You know what I'm saying?
Pedo.
Right. But why I'm a pedo and Bill Belichick dating a girl half his age.
And it's great.
And it's cool.
He's a pedo. Fuck it. We're gonna call it what it is.
Hey, he's a top grade pedophile. So he could pay for his pedophilia. I can't.
Now you guys know she's not below 18.
She's of age.
She's of age.
She's of age.
Right.
She's of age.
She's of age.
Right.
When it compares to what the laws are in the land.
But,
She's of age.
but her mind capacity compared to his being a 70-year-old or whatever.
They're not on the same
it's
mind
not
capacity.
there. And the money.
Right.
This is
Not.
keep it real.
Now, I don't know if she
It's
came
money.
from money.
It's keeping money. It don't matter. He's a millionaire and you got him in your pocket.
Yeah, I guess
You
you
feel me?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, her mind capacity
You know what
is
I'm
not
saying?
on the
I guess,
same way.
my man Shannon Sharpe's girl she got an OnlyFans page. She's selling pictures and news and all that, but nobody's talking about that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Well, we're going to get off Shannon, man. We're going to let you live. Uncle Shay Shay, I sent you a message. You know what I'm saying? You come on the Homeboy Hangout.
We'll talk about it.
Interview. We'll talk about it. Homeboy Hangout. Uncle Shay Shay, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get to the truth with you, my brother. We're going to jump into some of our personal lives. You know what I'm saying? We got two people on here. Both have experienced divorce that I know. Man, I don't know if you've ever experienced divorce or not.
No, I ain't been married yet.
Yeah, but I know two people here have experienced divorce. When you say, when it comes down, I've never experienced it, but when it comes down to say, hey man, hey young lady, honey, I'm not sure if you even call her honey anymore. I think we need a divorce. Like how does that go? Like how do you guys feel when you say, man, it's time to move on? Is that an easy thing to do, or not so easy thing?
I mean, it was never easy.
It wasn't easy for me. I mean, because I didn't feel the same way, so I wasn't. I didn't the one that went for the situation.
So you was approached with the divorce thing?
Yeah, man. So it wasn't easy. Like I thought, to death do us part. All that shit we saying in our house. But people change. People start wanting different things out of life, and I feel like that's what happened in my situation.
So we say death do us part, and old school say, hey man, don't be thinking about that divorce no matter what. But when you say to death do us part, are you able to come back from, as men? We men, and we like, you know what I'm saying? We like alphas. Are you able to come back from a cheat?
From a cheat?
Yeah, like if she cheated, can you stick to the old school ways of, nah, she did what she did, but I'm staying with my lady because it's to death do us part?
I ain't gonna lie, I tried that bullshit. I went through it. That's no.
So now that leads me further to like, was it that she cheated? Or was it that you feel like that person she cheated with, she loved better than you?
No, man. It's the fact that she tell you a fuck about what the relationship was or none of that other bullshit. Is the fact that she done it. But, I love her so much, had kids, we was building some shit together, like, alright, fuck, me and him try to work this shit out. We gonna see where it goes, but it ain't end up like nothing. Now I don't give a fuck about the shit. But then, that shit was way heavy on me.
Right.
Because, that's the person I asked to marry. Like,
Yeah.
Divorce is never easy for anybody. No matter how the divorce happened, how it started, it's not easy for anybody. Whether you were the one that asked for it or whether you were the one that was asked.
So were you asked or did you ask for it?
I asked for it. Okay. And it wasn't easy for me because it took me the moment I decided that I was kind of thinking about getting a divorce, probably took me another 5 years to actually tell her I want a divorce. Because I contemplated, and the way my family was raised is, and the way let me rephrase it. The way my mama raised me was, when a man marries a woman, your mom is then put on the back burner. Your wife is top priority. So the whole time I was married, I always put my wife as top priority, even over my mom. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of hurt me because I'm the oldest and I'm my mama's baby. So it was kind of hard for me, but I did that. And the reason why I got divorced because it was just too much going on. It was too much abuse. as far as not physical, but mental abuse. A lot of that stuff was going on. And it took me a while to wrap my mind around, this, I can't do this anymore. I can't. So I was finding a way out. I needed a way out. And a lot of times I had contemplated so many things of getting out. Some of the things was not good that I contemplated on ways of getting out. And it's hard. It really is. I don't care what you do. I don't care how angry you are at that person, how much you really want to just really put your hands around that person's neck or whatever. When it happens, it's hard. Because this is somebody that you said, I do. Especially with me, I had almost 20 years invested. That's a lot of time.
That's 11.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you sit back and you look at it, you're like, man, all this time. And not only that, it ain't just the fact that you invested time in them. You feel like you've wasted your time.
Yeah,
you really do, because it's like, if I get the divorce, what am I going to do? Am I going to go back to being a 50-year-old single person out here looking stupid because I'm in my 50s and I'm single? You think about stuff like that because you like, I don't waste all my time. So yeah, it's a lot into it. Like your mental goes in so many different directions, and you have to. One thing I learned about it was I had to talk to people because a lot of times I kept stuff bottled up. Now, I'm the one type of person, like I'm the great person that you can talk to and you can vent to, and I can help you with all your problems. When it comes to me, nah, I don't know about the only person I talked to. Yeah, the only person I talked to was my mama, and I barely told my mama anything unless she proud out of me, and God, and that was it.
Yeah.